Hi, all, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be addressing a recent ad launched exposing how Nike thinks very little of protecting women's sports. Let's get into it. Nike, it's a brand synonymous with athletes, empowerment, and that famous slogan, "Just do it." But what if I told you that this sports giant is accused of not standing up for the very athletes it claims to champion? Today, we dive into a thought-provoking discussion sparked by a powerful new ad released by XXXY Athletics, asking some tough questions about Nike's stance on women's sports. The ad boldly asks, why won't Nike stand up for female athletes? And here's the twist. Nike, which markets to women, celebrates women, and uses female athletes to push its products, is also facing criticism for its role in what some say is the dismantling of women's sports. But how deep does this conflict go? Let's take a closer look at the story and the facts behind it. Dear Nike ad footage.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike. Why won't you stand up for me?
Why won't you stand up for me? Why won't you?
Why do you claim to support women and girls?
Yet when we need you most,
you remain silent.
Today, males are claiming our identity,
our sports,
our spaces.
Men and boys are stealing opportunities,
medals,
trophies,
and our future.
And it's not fair or just.
In fact, it's often dangerous. Yet you refuse to use your platform to stand up.
You say you're for social justice and progress.
So why do you allow men's rights to come before ours?
See, with a big platform
comes an even bigger responsibility.
You have a chance to do the right thing, not just do the easy thing.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
As the biggest voice in all of sports.
Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me?
Will you stand up for me?
Will you stand up for me?
Will you?
Will you?
Will you just do it?
Let's talk about the bigger picture. Nike has built a brand identity that celebrates female athletes, from Serena Williams to Megan Rapinoe. But here's where things get tricky. Did you know that Nike contributes roughly 50% more in political donations to the Democratic Party than to Republicans? The company has long supported progressive causes, including transgender rights and inclusivity in sports. This aligns with Democratic Party values, but it's leaving many questioning whether Nike's financial backing is contributing to the dismantling of women's sports, even while it profits off the image of female empowerment. So, on one hand, Nike is putting women athletes front and center in its campaigns. But on the other hand, some argue that their corporate decisions and where they put their dollars are supporting policies that make it harder for those same athletes to succeed in fair competition. The Dear Nike ad is more than just a call-out. It's a plea for action. Jennifer Say, the founder of XXXY Athletics, is not just asking Nike to stay neutral, she's challenging them to stand up for biological women in sports. She argues that by failing to take a stance, Nike is contributing to a system that's erasing women from the competitive sports landscape. Now, this is where I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Nike's role in this ongoing debate? Is the company really empowering women, or are they simply using women athletes to sell products while contributing to the dismantling of women's sports behind the scenes? Remember, Nike has poured millions into marketing campaigns that showcase women's strength and resilience. But their political contributions tell a different story, one that supports policies leading to the inclusion of biological males in female sports. Are these two things compatible? Should a brand that prides itself on fairness and equality do more to protect women's sports? I want you to head down to the comments and let me know what you think. Should Nike rethink its stance? And what responsibility do they have to female athletes? Does Just Do It apply to protecting women's sports too? This debate isn't going anywhere, and companies like Nike are right in the middle of it. Whether they like it or not, the world is watching, and now so are we. If you want to keep up with this conversation, hit that subscribe button and check out our other videos on this topic, including the SJSU women's volleyball controversy that brought this debate to the forefront. Thanks for watching, and let's keep the conversation going.